So part two of how are you spending your time with depression and how you can get time to start working for you again and taking back some of your power. So a lot of times with depression, there's this general feeling like nothing is working or everything is blah or everything seems hopeless. And it's just, you might feel so out of yourself that you don't even know who you are anymore. And so there are a couple steps we can take to try to just kind of figure that out again. And again, it's never about feeling bad that you're in this spot. This is just, you're being redefined right now. That's part of what depression is. And just, everyone, no matter if you have depression or you don't have depression, like this, that's the way life is. It's as you saw, if you've seen my posts on healing, it's all over the place. It's always never clean. You're always in a state of redefining yourself. So one way to try to figure out what might not be going well for you is this tool called, if you can see, it's called the Wheel of Life. So there are a lot of different versions of this online. I got this off of Tony Robbins' website, but it's taking each category. So if you can see that, one is health, one is contribution to spirituality, one is personal space, one is, sorry, I can't really see it, career, job, relationships, playtime, however you want to define these things. There's a couple different ones. You can just kind of Google Wheel of Life online. And what you want to do is you kind of want to rate the way these are going. If you're feeling like this isn't going well for you, you would scale 1 to 10, and you would like maybe mark off in the center. And then you would color it in. And you could see how you want balance in your life. And you could see how maybe one is a little bit further in one direction, one's the other. So that could be, you always want to be feeling like everything is kind of in harmony. And so you want to make sure, if there's a place lacking, you want to kind of address that sooner. So what happens if all the places are lacking? It's okay, as long as you know about it now. It's just a matter of deciding where you want to go. What's the most important to you and your gut. Where do you think you need to start making the changes? And there might be frustration behind this already, but it's just about taking a small step and kind of, again, from a place of curiosity, not deciding that tomorrow everything's going to be different. It's just going to be like, what would happen if I did this one thing differently? Or what would happen if I showed up, let's say if it's health, what would happen if I took a look at how that's going for me? Or what would happen if I decided to eat this one thing differently today? So it's just a matter of taking the small steps and deciding one area. So it's, again, don't get discouraged that your whole wheel is really like, on ones or twos or threes. Just, this is showing it to you. That's fine. Thank you for showing it to me, and move forward from there. And the second thing I want to notice is, you might want to start defining your values. So there's also a whole list of values online just to try to define your core values, what's important to you. And like mine are courage, self-respect, connection, organization, and growth. And so I oftentimes try to decide, am I day to day, am I moving towards these things? Because even if we're stuck in a job where that's not really exciting to us, or we have all these obligations, how in this moment can you make sure it's feeding back to you? Because everything that's happening in life is for you. So how can you bring this quality to your work? Like courage, how can you show up with courage or vulnerability? Or how can you see that this is supporting and helping you grow? Just think about that on a day-to-day basis. And again, it's never an invitation to beat yourself up if you don't consider yourself owning these values that are important to you. This is always a time to start. And it's really about the accumulation. It's not just becoming this person in one day. It's about piece by piece. And I know with depression, it's hard to see far down the road. So I'm just asking you to show up without the expectation, just day by day, and deciding on these things, and kind of these things are going to help you take your power back.